Hello everyone, my name is Nairaj and I'm going to teach you some important questions from the topic of electrostatics for the NEET exam. If you can see on your screen, you can see the weightage or the distribution within electrostatics. So if you can look at the weightage, you have various sections which have more than 20% weightage. So without going deep into it, let me tell you the problems that I am going to solve. So in this section, you will see that we are going to solve the most commonly asked questions, type of questions from your NEET exam in electrostatics. So we will go question by question where I'll be solving it for you, plus I'll be giving you some questions where you can attempt on your own. Okay, so if you can see the first kind of question on your screen, let me minimize it. Yes, if you can see the question, it is about electric dipole. Now the first thing that should come to your mind when you look at the word electric dipole, this is electrostatics, we know that because we are in the chapter. But in the exam, you don't know which chapter it is from. When you read a question, your first priority should be which chapter does it belong to. Your second priority should be which subsection does it belong to. Third, you should look at the units of the options. Now, if you look at the units of the options, they are in coulomb. You should understand that the question will be something about charge because the unit of charge is coulomb. Therefore, such things you should gather first in the exam for every question. Now, when I look at the question, it says that an electric dipole is placed at an angle of 30 degrees. That means they're talking something about an electric dipole. It is placed at an angle. Therefore, I know dipole's first formula is dipole moment P. Think in your mind what will be the formula for P. P is equal to charge into the length of the dipole. It will be charge into the length of the dipole. But continue, electric field intensity is given, it experiences a torque is given. Therefore, I can first write the formula for torque. And what is the formula for torque? I have written on the screen, which is P cross E. And you know the cross product will be PE sine theta. The cross product will be PE sine theta because cross product is sine theta. Now, in that, you should know what is the value for P. P is dipole moment is charge into length. Therefore, I can write the formula for torque as, instead of P, I can write it as Q into 2L into E into sine theta. Clear? Therefore, if you look at the formula, the first formula you should know is what is the formula for torque, which is PE sine theta, that is P cross E. The second formula that you should know is dipole moment itself. What is the formula? That is charge into distance. Now what I want to find the value for charge. That means everything else should be given in the question. So check whether torque is given in the question. Yes, torque is given over here. Whether charge is given, I have to find out. Whether the length is given, yes, length is given as 2 centimeter. Whether electric field is given, yes, it is given. Whether angle is given 30. Now, many times it happens you forget sine, cos, tan. Therefore, in this question, once you are looking at the video, quickly in your mind, think whether do I know sine 30, sine 45, sine 60, sine 90. Same thing with cos and same thing with tan. Now, if I keep Q on one side, and if I keep everything else on the other side, it will have torque 2L E and sine theta. Now everything is given. Now if you notice over here itself, sine theta will be sine 30. And what is the value of sine 30? The value of sine 30 will be half. Is electric field given? Yes, electric field is also given. Is the length given? Yes, but the length is given in centimeter. So I will convert it into meter. Is torque given? Yes, torque is given. Torque is given in SI unit. Therefore, I can directly substitute. Therefore, for the people who do not want to see my handwriting, they want to see the printed answer. The printed answer is in front of you. Your answer should come as 2 millicoulomb. Check, it is on your screen as well, where if you see they have written the same formula and you come down and you have to substitute the things as it is. Everything is given in SI unit except the length. Length is given as centimeter. You have to convert it into meter. Now, this is how simple the question gets. If you can get the topic, if you can get the formula. Now similarly, we will try to solve this question, and this I will do it on the screen. So be very careful once I solve it. The question is two positive ions each carrying a charge Q. Two positive ions, each carrying a charge Q. That means I know Q1 will be equal to Q2 will be equal to Q. As simple as that. What did I do? I just saw the first line of the question. The first line of the question was two positive ions, each carrying a charge Q, are separated by a distance D. Therefore, I know that the distance separated is D. Now, in the exam, when you look at this question, you know that two charges are there, distance is there. Which formula do you think should come? Two charges are there, distance is there. The most basic formula for electrostatics. The most basic formula for electrostatics is the Coulomb's law. And let me write Coulomb's law on the screen for you. Coulomb's law will be F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. Now this is the formula for Coulomb's law. Now look at this. You should know by now the value for 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is directly 9 into 10 power 9. But if you substitute that and if you look at the options, in options they have left 4 pi epsilon naught as it is. That is why let us continue the question and let us find out what they really want us to find. Because I have written Coulomb's law on the screen. I have told that Q1 equal to Q2 equal to Q. I have not written minus Q because in the question itself they have said it is positive charge. And then the distance is given as D. They are saying if F is the force of repulsion between the ions, you know the force will be of repulsion because two positive will repel. But nevertheless, it does not affect the formula. But you yourself should know that it will be a repulsive force. And the number of electrons missing from each ion will be, now I have to find number of electrons n. And from 11th standard, you have a formula. Tell me if you know this formula, which is Q equal to plus or minus Ne. This is the most basic formula for number of electrons, where Q stands for charge and E stands for charge of an electron, which is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So can I say my N will be equal to Q by E? If number of electrons is N and the formula is Q is equal to Ne, can I say my N will be equal to Q by E? So I have to find this particular set, Q by E. Now if you look at the options, never they have substituted the value of small letter e. They have left it as it is. So let me write F equal to, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught as it is. Now my Q1 will be Q, my Q2 also is Q, and my R square will become D square right now, because my Q1 and Q2 is equal to Q and my distance is equal to D. Okay, so now I have come with an updated formula, which is F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into Q divided by D square. Now Q into Q divided by D square will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by D square. Therefore, my formula for force will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by D square. Therefore, from that formula, what will be the value for Q? From this formula, which formula? My updated formula, what will be the value for Q? Keep Q on one side, keep everything else on the other side. So, if I do that, I will get Q square, Q square equal to F into 4 pi epsilon naught D square. Check. I have taken this over here. So I get Q square is equal to F into 4 pi epsilon naught into D square, or Q is equal to square root of F into 4 pi epsilon naught into D square. Therefore, I got the answer for my charge. But is the question for charge or is the question for number of electrons? The question is for number of electrons. Number of electrons, if you see on the screen, the number of electrons formula is charge upon E. Therefore, I got Q. Now, if I do Q by E, even this will be E. Therefore, my answer will be this. But if you look at it, I get the answer which is not matching. Therefore, what I will do is I will take E inside the square root. If I take any term inside the square root, it will become square. For example, if A is outside the square root and I take it inside the square root, it becomes A square. Therefore, can I say my Q by E will be square root of 4 pi epsilon naught F D square upon E square, because I took E inside the square root. Now, if you notice, this answer matches with this answer. Check. Therefore, can I say my answer will be this? Okay, it is very simple. What did you do? You just used Coulomb's law. And what is Coulomb's law? Coulomb's law is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. In these two problems, the first thing that you should understand is whether you are able to understand whether this belongs to the topic electrostatics, and if it belongs to the topic electrostatics, can you identify which formula you need to use. Now, I have even given the printed answer for this, which is on the screen. If you want, you can pause the video and check the printed answer which I have solved. Again, this is for people who have problems in understanding the handwriting. The printed answer is in front of your screen. You can pause the video and you can check the answer. Now, very common question again from electrostatics, but in electrostatics it belongs to the topic of capacitance. It belongs to the topic of capacitance. Now, if you look at the question, a parallel plate air capacitor of capacitance C is connected to the cell of EMF E, disconnected, a dielectric slab is inserted of dielectric constant K, and you're supposed to find out which is the incorrect statement. Now, if you look at the options, this is in fact in your 12th standard CBSE plus your 12th standard state board. If any dielectric charges, if any dielectric gets entered between the plates, you should know one thing, that the energy decreases K times, the potential difference also decreases K times, and charge does not change, it remains conserved, and the other formula as it is. Now, if you look at option C, potential difference between the plates decreases K times is correct. Energy stored also decreases K times is correct. Charge does not change. But if you look at option B, they have said the charge is not conserved. The charge is not conserved means charge changes, which is a wrong statement. That means other three statements are right. So whenever you are seeing such questions where identify the incorrect statement, you should understand the other three statements are automatically right statements. Therefore, you can make a note in your notebook, or else wherever you are studying, you can make a note, because those three statements can come as individual questions in some other question. Therefore, that means if I tell you answer B is incorrect, that means charge is conserved. If you did not know, now you know that if I insert a dielectric, my potential difference will decrease by that much time. My energy also will decrease by that much time. Now, for your brain bender, you should think what happens to the capacitance. Think about it, even that is a continuation of this. Therefore, when such questions come, especially theory, and you have studied a lot of theory of electrostatics, it should be a very quick answer, and you should not make mistakes when the question does not involve any calculation. It is a knowledge based question. Okay. Now, similarly, look at this question, a very common type of question in many exams, not only NEET, in many exams. Inside the sphere, what happens to the field and what happens to the potential? Remember, inside the field, inside the sphere, both will never be same. Number one, both will never be same. That is the first thing that you should understand, that field as well as potential can never be same inside. That means if you look at option D and if you look at option C, there itself these both are out. Now look at the question. What they are saying, a conducting sphere of radius r is given a charge q, the electric potential and the electric field. First, potential and the field, you should know that the field will always be 0 and the potential will always be constant. The field will always be 0 and the potential will always be constant. What they have asked, the electric potential and the electric field. So potential will be constant and field will be 0. Therefore, you don't need to know the value of the constant because that is anyway given in the options. So look at the option which has constant and 0. So constant and 0, option A is out. Option C and option D we had anyway eliminated. Therefore, option B will be the right answer, which is constant and 0. Potential inside always a constant. Electric field always 0 inside a charged sphere or inside a charged metal. Okay, therefore answer for this will be option B. Now, another very common question. A, B and C are the 3 points in a uniform electric field, and what happens to the electric potential, whether it is maximum, whether it is minimum. Okay, now if you do not know, one golden statement is potential decreases as we keep going along the field. Listen to the statement again. Potential decreases means going down as we go along the field. Now the electric potential as I go across means as I go like this, it goes on decreasing. So that in that case B comes first, C comes second and A comes third. So can I say along the field it decreases, therefore B will be the maximum, then it will come as C and then it will come as A, which is along the field. Now they are saying it will be same at all 3 points A, B and C, which is wrong because as it goes across, the total potential decreases along the field. Maximum at A, 100% wrong, it should be minimum at A, then it would be correct. Maximum at B, yes, it can be maximum at B. Maximum at C, no. But the right order would be maximum at B, then maximum at C, and then maximum at A. So the golden statement over here is as you go across the field, the potential decreases. Okay. Now the next question. Okay, read it. A parallel plate condenser. Condenser is the other name for capacitor. The other name for capacitor is condenser. Has uniform electric field E in space between the plates. Now, when I am reading the question, I come to know it's a parallel plate condenser and it is filled with uniform electric field. Therefore, I know the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is A K epsilon naught by D. Everyone should know this formula, that the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is A K epsilon naught by D. But since nothing is mentioned, I will take as dielectric constant 1. I will take as dielectric constant 1. Therefore, it will be A epsilon naught by D. It will be A epsilon naught by D. Okay, because I have taken K equal to 1. Now, if the distance between the plate is D and the area of each plate is A, then the energy stored in the condenser is. Now, energy stored in the condenser, work done in a condenser is actually given by the formula E is equal to half CV square. Most famous, most common formula. Energy stored in a condenser is E is equal to half CV square. Now, I will keep half as it is. I know the value for C for a parallel plate condenser is A epsilon naught by D and V square. Now, if you look at the options, you don't have any option with V. Just check the options A, B, C or D. There is no option which has V. But can you see options have D and E, that is distance and electric field. For that you should also know the formula V equal to ED. This is another basic formula for the people who have attended the classes. From the few table you will get this formula that V is equal to E into D. For people who do not know, please look at the solution screen. You should know this formula for a parallel plate capacitor, number 1. You should know what is the formula for energy stored in a capacitor, formula 2, and you should know the formula for potential, that is V is equal to ED. You should know what is V is equal to ED. Therefore, I can substitute V is equal to ED over here as E into D the whole square. Now, if I do E into D the whole square, it will become E square into D square. That will become E square into D square. Therefore, if you look at the options, you will have A epsilon naught E square D square by 2 into D, that is half. So with that you can manage to get the answer. Easy 3 formulae you should know, and all 3 are standard formulae. So the first formula, let me again highlight it for you. This is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. This is the formula for energy stored in a capacitor, and this is the relation between potential and electric field. So if we can combine all 3 in a single formula, you will get the answer. And this is again in printed form for people who want it in that. Now I want you guys to take a snapshot or pause the screen and try these 3 questions which are direct from electrostats. Direct from electrostat means you don't need any other knowledge of other chapters. So this is one, and again take a snapshot of these 2. These are hybrid questions. Hybrid questions means they belong to more than one chapter. One chapter is electrostats. For example, if you look at the first question, a bullet of mass 2 gram. The clue is physics part 1, because a bullet of mass 2 grams actually belongs to part 1 physics. The second one, an electron is moving in a circular path. Like cyclotron's formula will come if something is going in a circular path under the influence of a magnetic field. Therefore, the clue of the second one is cyclotron formula, and the clue for the first one is anything in physics 1, especially kinematics. Combine it with electrostatics and try to get the answer. Again, electrostatics part is very easy, and the chapter which it is linked to also, it is very easy. Therefore, these 5 questions I want all of you to solve it. Basic electrostatic formulae, you will get it. So I have grouped them in 3 normal and 2 hybrid. Now circuit questions are very easy. Before we start the circuit questions, something like this, I will tell you 4 things. You know capacitance in series. What is the formula? Capacitance in series is 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus ... Capacitance in parallel is same like resistance in series, C1 plus C2 plus C3. And in series, potential or voltage adds up, charge remains constant, and in parallel, charge adds up, potential remains constant. These are the things you should know before you start the circuit questions. Let me repeat. The first thing you should know is capacitance in series formula. The second thing you should know is capacitance in parallel. Next, in series, what happens to the potential and what happens to the charge, and in parallel, what happens to the potential and what happens to the charge. Okay, so before we do that question, let me do a theory question of Gaussian surface, which actually contributes to 20%. You know the formula for flux depends on charge and epsilon naught. Your formula for flux depends on charge and epsilon naught. Your flux does not depend on your radius. Okay, that is from Gauss itself. Gauss itself said it does not depend on radius. We can use the formula Q by epsilon naught. Therefore, if you look at the question on the screen, you will notice that a charge Q is enclosed by a Gaussian surface. If the radius is double, then what happens to the electric flux? Answer is nothing. It remains the same. Option D, because our flux is independent of the radius. So with that logic, you can solve this question within 5 to 10 seconds. With that, you get advantage of time. By taking advantage of time in theory question, you can spend the same in your problem. Now, if you look at this question, very easy question. Look at the circuit. They are saying 2 condensers. 2 condensers means 2 capacitors of capacity C and other of capacity C by 2. It is given in the circuit itself. Are connected to a battery as shown. What is the work done in charging the condensers. Work done is same as energy, therefore my formula of energy or work done will be half CV square. In this case it will be equivalent because it is equivalent capacitance. Remember, all the questions that we have done till now are all exam questions itself. They are not random questions. All these questions have come in your PMT NEET. So if you feel that you can manage it, it's very good, because all are NEET level questions. None of the questions, not a single question I have done right now which has not been asked. All are exam questions, and the year is also written below every question, if you can see. So now I need to find equivalent capacitance. Now this capacitance are in series or parallel. This capacitance are in parallel, and you know, in parallel effective capacitance adds up. So it will be C plus C by 2, which will be 3C by 2. Therefore, can I say my total capacitance in this case will be 3C by 2. Therefore, I can write my equivalent capacitance over here as 3C by 2. Here it will be half, here it will be V square. Therefore, you can understand what will be the answer. It will be 3CV square by 4, which will be option C. It will be option 3, 3CV square by 4. Now again, for people who don't want the handwriting, this is the printed answer. It is again work done to confuse you. Work done joule, energy, joule, half CV square. Therefore, in this case, what we did was, it was not C, it was C equivalent. Otherwise, you should know how the circuit is solved. That is why the last two types of questions I want you to solve are these two. Both are exam questions, 2010 questions. Both belong to series and parallel. And again, using the formula for capacitance in series and capacitance in parallel, you should be able to get the answer for both of these. Okay. So with that, we complete these sections, and we have at least 7 questions where you have to practice. Okay. With that, I take your leave. Thank you. Bye-bye.